first question is, Rome was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine back then what was happening now?
No. This is crazy. For me, like, every day I am like, what? Like, what happened in 10 years? Like, you would have told me the career I have now, I would have not believed it, I think.
And in Marguerite's Theorem, you're playing a mathematician who lives by absolute truth.
Yeah.
So, but acting is essentially about embracing the unknown and the doubt.
Yeah.
So, did playing such a rigid character change your own relationship with control and intuition on set?
With the control?
Yeah.
And
into everything on set or not?
Such a good question. Yes, it did actually. I needed to do something that I had never done before, and it's really knowing exactly like the mathematical formulas, but also it was really a mix, you know, between having everything so well prepared that inside suddenly I could just play and you know, often I was surprised and discovering myself every day on set, new things about this character. For me, it was very interesting because. Because I think for the first time I felt really from the beginning to the end I was creating really like another person, and this person almost became my friend.
Yeah.
You know, actually really became my friend, but it could only happen because I had really made like a preparation with the director, and we had talked so much also about what we wanted to create, and until you do it, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, you have to let it go, and that's so interesting. But I believe, life is always a mixture between this. You saw the film?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
And I also saw Love Letters.
No, yeah.
That is presented.
Yeah.
I saw it in France, and so I wanted to ask, like, Céline isn't pregnant, but she's a mother too. So how do you play that, like, motherhood, but that has no visible form?
You know, I think this film talks about the process of becoming a mom and imagining becoming it and it becoming real, taking on a responsibility for a child while you're not carrying it. And, you know, it's funny, but, you know, men are doing that very often, like in heterosexual relationships. And I think they have to ask themselves way less questions than Céline has in this case. She has to be the perfect actually mother so she can be accepted to be a mother. And I think this is what is interesting about this film. It really puts in perspective, like, okay, what does it actually mean, like, to be a good mother? And that's also, like, I feel this film presents 3 different ways of how you can become a mother and the pressure that is on someone to be a good mother. What is it?
Yeah,
you know? What is it?
And I think also the relationship you like made with Monia was very amazing, and I think this was supporting the movie. So how did you work with her to, you know, have this relationship that we can feel at the
We
screen, you know?
honestly, we just met, and there was very strong understanding between the both of us, and we felt like this movie is gonna be our child in a certain way. You know, we went there with love and investment in this film, and we wanted to really make this alive. But I feel like, you know, a lot was there just by meeting us, and then we played, you know, and we got to know each other.
And I think Julia Ducournau and Alice Monacour are 2 directors that are, you know, very strong and singular vision of life and vision of movies. So how was it to make movies with them, that 2 different visions, and to...
You know, I would like to know how it would be to work now on a movie with Julia.
Yeah.
because it was like so long time ago. I was so young. I lacked experience, you know, and somehow that was maybe also good for the film. But I mean, you know, they're totally different also in the way they do film. I mean, Julia, she knows very much what she wants, and she's looking for a certain energy, you know. She's looking for energy that we are, as women, very often we're not allowed to feel, you know. And I think this is very interesting about her cinema, is that she's revealing not in an esoteric way energy, you know, but like a certain virility to her films. And Alice, she has, I mean, I don't know how she worked on her other films, but she has a very instinctive way of working. So she's really, she just feels when a moment is right, and she's searching and she's looking for the right moments, and she creates atmosphere almost like a documentary, like things are happening in real life. Like it's way Julia's film is very like genred, and her films are way more anchored in the real life and in the emotions really of the character inside.
And so the audience only ever seen the final cut, but what is the most beautiful mistake or improvisation you made during a take that ended up being one of the best part of the movie, or like
of which
any movie in your career?
You know, I don't know if mistake. But you know that little scene in Le Théorème de Marguerite, where she's dancing in the shoe shop?
Yeah, okay.
That was actually just me being first. I was just like waiting for them to change the camera, and I just started to play around and trying. I was like, what if she would dance? Like, how would she dance? And then the director saw this from far, how I was just like with myself being and she was like, this is great, let's shoot this, like I want to do a scene like that. And so this was a moment where finally it's a great moment in the film, and it's really giving some, it's telling something about the character without any words, you know. So this was a funny moment. I don't know if it's the best, but it's
that was good. And so last question is, you've gone from intense European indie movie. How was it to compare an American set and a French set, or another like production from?
Okay, American set is just like the big machine, you know. A lot, a big crew, everything super organized, everything tack, 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 tack. Nobody talks. It's like people shut up. And in French, everybody's like, hey, it's like, it's a bit way more like chaotic, and very often. There are sets where people are not like this, but I remember like my first shoots in France, I was like back when I did these American productions and I came back shooting in France, I was like, oh my god, this is so chaotic. And the first 2 days I was annoyed, and then I was like, no, actually it's great. It's great. It puts, you know, gives life to everything, and it's not like so static, because sometimes I believe, you know, acting and working in film, actually we're creating life, you know, and sometimes when there is too much machinery, you feel like you fight against the machine, you know. To, you know, for life to happen, it doesn't happen that organically. The American actors are so good and so strong with that. They're really used to this, you know. And we French actors, we're less used to that. We need a lot of natural things happening in life and mistakes, and you can, I feel like there's more flexibility depending with whom you work. Depending with whom you work. I cannot not make generalities, you know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.